Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ZombiesLvBacon podcast. This is episode 17, season 2. We are back. No spells have altered anything, but we'll get to that in a second. The witch is here again. Hello, Shelby.
Hello. Also, that spell did work.
What?
Which one?
I can explain why. And
all right, hang on, because Tame's here as well. We've got to introduce people. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All right, hello, Tame.
Yo, what's up?
Hello, welcome. Yeah, I just wanted to get that in before Shelby goes off on this tangent. All right, Shelby.
It's a slippery slope, this tangent. Okay, so after last week's podcast, I went and did the spell that I had.
Where did you do the spell, by the way?
In the kitchen, that I had to go outside because there's a lot of smoke.
Yes.
Because it involved fire. Now, the spell that I had was about justice and knowledge and like finding out things about people doing you wrong. Interestingly enough, so I did this spell, and then suddenly, and I'm not gonna point names and everything. Like it's just what it is. If you're listening and you know who you are, just like, I'm sorry, but it's just too.
Are you saying it was a spell that uncovered this new knowledge?
Yes, because
okay.
Suddenly I had instant visibility over a private chat that I'm not a part of, where people were talking shit about me.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, that's true. I can vouch that happened.
That is the spell working.
Well, okay, all right. Where's the money spell? Crack it out. Let's go.
Yeah, get that cranking.
We do that at the start of the month. We don't have any. We got to do the start of the month, and then we'll do the bring wealth into the house spell. But I just want to say that I believe that spell worked because suddenly I have knowledge of people who were doing an injustice.
Yeah, right. Okay. Fuck, I can't argue with that.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't. And like I also I burnt the incense and charcoal in an abalone shell. I lit the candles. I charged the crystals. I did every step that asked me to do.
I just want to point out she tried to do this in the kitchen under the smoke alarm.
There was a lot of smoke. There was more smoke than I thought there was going to be.
It was like you're sending smoke signals to the smoke alarm.
Yeah. It's fine. We're fine. So it worked. That's the bottom line is it worked.
Okay. All right. Well, I want you to, and I'm serious this time. All right. You need to find like a witch or a Wiccan or someone to come here and like, we need to like talk about this in detail because I want to know what other things we can do. Like now that we know that you've got witch powers. Wait, can anyone have witch powers? See, I've already got questions. I want to know. Can I be a witch? Shall we?
I mean, anyone can try a spell, but like maybe some people will get better results than other people.
No, you got to explain this. Oh, never mind. We need to get a witch on here to explain this.
I'll try and.
I want to know if you have like the mutant gene or something like that. Is that how it works? Like, how do you know that you're a witch? What if someone's accidentally a witch? Oh man, I have so many questions.
What if you're a wizard? Who knows?
I'm just like someone's like goes past and they just like curse someone by accident because they didn't know they were a witch or that was a curse.
I think Tame is a wizard.
Why is that?
I don't know. He has like that weird, like chill, mystical energy. I think he's a wizard.
I thought you were going to say he's like a lyrical genius or something like that. Just
no, that's it when he's a rap god. Like, he could very well be a wizard or a wizard, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, interesting. All right. So spells work. That's what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. I was really didn't expect anything to come of it.
You were about to say, "Oh, nothing happened." No, it did. I just had to remind you it did.
Yeah. I didn't expect actual solid evidence. All right.
That was solid.
I thought it was going to be like, I did a spell and it was going to show me about injustice in the world, and then I noticed that I got overcharged 3 cents on my credit card bill or something. I don't know. Something lame. I thought it'd be lame.
Something lame. Yeah. Well, what kind of should I just? Because we're gonna go back to Spellbox because that was a deal you and I made. We're gonna go back there. Maybe we'll get some
eventually
videos and stuff like that. I also found there's another like witch shop nearby.
I talked about this with my friend at work because I've been in the office all week.
Do you go to the office and be like, "Hey, my girlfriend's a witch. What do I do?"
Yes. I said, she performed a spell on me and now she's in my house and I don't know how to get rid of her. And then, you know what she said to me? She goes, Rhodes Quartz. I'm like, how does everyone know this? Yeah,
that'll do it.
What we said we should do is go to like when they have like their spirituality festival, like expo, like they do
The Mind Body Spirit Festival?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Some of those are really awkward.
Mind you, the response after that was the only expo that's coming up that I know of is Sexpo. That's a different mind, body, soul.
I have weird experiences with things like that. And like, because I feel like there's a lot of like quacks who go to those things and just
this is my point. How
really insensitive. But like, no, what I mean is and I've talked about this before, is like my former job, which was a retail job, got us a masseuse for the day, and the masseuse was meant to like massage us, and like we were meant to have a session with her, and she immediately goes into just like, yes, I sense a presence around you, your dead friend is here, and all that weird stuff. And like, that's not cool. Don't do that to somebody.
What the fuck? In a massage? Was your dead friend watching you get a massage?
I'll recount the actual story. So I have a friend who was murdered in a very high profile case in Australia. This was quite a few years ago now. She passed away when she was 17, and I think I was 21 at the time. And it was really bad. And this was a couple years, maybe 3 years after I was working this retail job, and they were like, oh, we have like a massage therapist coming in today because everyone's been working so hard. We want you to get your back rubbed. I was like, excellent, great. So I go into this room, and I'm, being massaged, and this woman starts like to be really spiritual, and like that's fine, but then she starts to go, I sense a presence, like, have you lost somebody, and all these things like that. And she goes, I sense a presence, and oh, your friend is here, and she wants me to tell you that she's at peace and you don't need to worry about her anymore. Number one, I didn't ask for it, and like she just kept asking me these probing questions. So it's not like she pulled this information out of thin air. It's what she did with that information of telling me that it's at peace, it's fine, like my friend's passing was not peaceful. It was bad, and it's still something I think about all the time.
Just like, was it possible that someone had told them to say something?
She was doing it to everybody. She was giving everyone spiritual advice while giving them a massage. And she goes, oh, are you feeling uncomfortable?
Hang on.
Yeah.
So everyone came in, they lay down on the table, they get a massage, and then she's like to everybody, hey, your dead friend is here.
Not quite that, but she gave everyone spiritual advice. But she did ask me if I had anybody who passed. So she was working off of information that I gave her.
What the fuck?
But also, she asked you first?
She did. She asked me questions. She's like, oh, have you had anyone that passed lately? Which, in terms of like psychics and people who do all that stuff, asking questions like that is basically just getting the answer sheet, and then you're pulling shit from that. And like, it's not necessary for her to have told me she's at peace now, she's here, she's watching over you. I don't want to fucking hear that. I don't believe in it, and I don't like that part of things. And it was really inappropriate and made me super uncomfortable. And then I told her I just want the massage thing.
Well, isn't it? Hang on. Like, again, this is testing my knowledge of things, but isn't that not necessarily in like the witchcraft category, but more like a medium sort of thing?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
it's all under the umbrella of like spirituality, I guess.
Right. So what you're saying is
she did mist me with like a thing that she said would bring me positivity. Like it was like a
rose
spray
quartz.
bottle. No, it was like a spray bottle with like some miscellaneous oils in it and like water, and she sprayed it on me. She's like, this will bring you positivity and joy, and like sprayed it on me as I was
what you're saying is mind, body, soul, but you only like 1/3 of that. You don't like half of that other shit.
Yes, I like witch stuff, and I like spells, and I like setting your intentions, and like, because that's the whole thing. It's basically the same as positive affirmations. You're just telling yourself something, and you're like willing it into happening. Is how I see it.
Wasn't there a self-help book that was like that? The board or the window or something? It's like, what was it?
There's a lot of self-help.
No, it was like a bestseller that Oprah was pushing at one point, and it was all about willing it into existence. You have to put it on the board or something. Surely I'm not the only one that remembers.
Like making a vision board?
Is it The Secret?
The Secret, that's the one. Yeah. It was The Secret.
Yeah, the vision board.
So that's kind of in the same thing. That's like positive affirmations of vision boards and things like that. So like witchcraft is sort of part of that in there. And like you're doing superstitious stuff that like people for centuries in different cultures have said does certain things, which I think is cool. But I just don't like the people who are just like, hey, your dead friend. Oi, he's over here.
Oi.
He's standing right next to you.
Right here. Oi.
And like it was just a very painful thing for her to really bring up, and just do from a stranger who was pretending she was a medium. So I didn't like it, and I don't like it. So I don't like Mind, Body, and Soul because there's hundreds of those people there.
It was called The Secret, which is a self-help book based on an earlier film by the same name. That which claims that thoughts can change a person's life directly, alleges that energy, experience, perspective, blah, blah, blah. So basically, you just will shit into existence.
Yeah.
And I just remember it being like, it was like, it's like, fuck, I don't want to stereotype too much, but it's like the Facebook Mothers Group's popularity thing that month, Everyone was talking about the secrets. So I know that's a very stereotype thing. It must have been before Minions. So I don't know. But yeah, it's I just remember, I think it was either South Park or The Simpsons. One of them ripped it off. It was about how you could just will anything to existence by just thinking about it. I just thought, I wish I thought of that idea and sold that book because
it seems like a very easy book to write. Just like think about it, but yeah, I don't know. And I think like tarot cards, although I've been like shitting on mediums and stuff like that, tarot cards I feel like are different because you're working through someone's issues with them and they generally supply you with some information and you're giving them the cards and you're usually giving them multiple definitions of the cards so that they can glean what they need to know from them.
This book sold 13 copies.
I should just write a book. Should I write a book, guys?
Should.
Yes.
You should write a book.
Write a book about burning charcoal in your kitchen and like incense and like, that's how you find out people are talking shit about you in a group chat.
God, it's
I should market it towards like Gen Z. Just be like
the people like I see now that people have like these psychic, like the old psychic hotline sort of stuff. People do it on TikTok now, so like people.
In the lives, yeah,
in the lives. Every now that pops up, and there'll be some person. There's always some woman.
I got one. I think it's probably the same woman. She's probably the most popular person who does it on TikTok. I can't
get to finish saying what I was saying.
Okay, go ahead. You go ahead.
It's a woman with rocks, like random rocks in a rock tumbler, and then she pulls your rock out and reads your rock. Not the same woman, is it?
No, different woman. But there's an oracle card reading woman, and I remember once she actually picked my name out of like all the people, and she was just like, "I'm gonna do a quick reading for you," and she pulled out a few cards, and this was just before we moved in together, and she talked about us moving in together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did she know about the rose quartz?
No, I didn't. That's fun.
She's like, I sense rose quartz in your future.
She just did a big reading focusing on like romance. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm in like that's like my life right now. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's anyway.
I bet you hated that.
No, it was great.
You're like, it's working.
He was like, my spell's working. It's working.
Yeah, got him now. He can't get away.
Fucking hell. I'm definitely. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna find a witch or a Wiccan. Seeing you haven't done it, Shelby.
You could probably contact some of the witch stores and see if anyone will come on the podcast, but they probably won't.
There'll be people just in their social circles that practice witchcraft.
You need like a legit witch, though.
I just need a knowledgeable witch.
Okay.
That's all. I just wanted my questions answered about whether or not there's the witch gene.
The witch gene.
I don't know. I just want to know. I just want to know a little bit more about because, yeah, like you said, your spell worked. Now, what other spells? What else do you want to change?
Can I get a spell to help me like lose weight? Because I'm doing that at the moment. Make it go faster.
Make it go faster? God, if you find the spell to losing weight, we are selling that shit. We are selling out.
Bottling it, selling.
Oh yeah, bottling it up.
No, I definitely need to get a few things.
In 6 easy payments. Don't even change anything about you. No exercise required. No food restrictions. Eat anything you want. Do anything you want. Just do this spell. Oh.
No, I think it's
so it's do the spell, but make sure you diet and exercise still.
Yeah.
That'll work because diet and exercise works.
Yeah, I just want to do something to make it go faster.
So we're selling them a placebo.
Yeah.
Like every other one that there is.
I'm still, I'm losing it quite fast at the moment. Anyway, but let's go zooming. Let's just melt.
You're losing it quite fast because you're doing it the drastic
medical way.
Drastic medical way. That's but it's diet and exercise.
It is, yeah.
Calorie counting and all that nonsense.
Mm.
But yeah, that's everyone wants that quick fix. Ever since Shelby's like did a research on dieting, I get the like diet pills and stuff come up as recommended stuff.
Oh yeah, they still do that to me too, which is just like, no, I'm fine. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing now.
That's right. It's no longer hot matures in my area.
Oh, did you want it to be hot matures people in your area?
Oh, I like to know what's in my area.
Of course you do. Well, I just, I have like a little shopping list when we go back to the witch store. I got to get a cauldron.
You have a what?
A cauldron?
Yeah, and they have some oils that I want to try. There's one called the Come To Me oil, which is
I'm sorry,
powerful
what? What?
It's an oil that you apply to make the person you find attractive come your way. So it's basically a pheromone.
Who are you
oil.
trying to attract now?
You. We'll do like some experiments where sometimes
It'll
I'll
just
put
be
it on
all
and
these
sometimes
bloody
I won't.
blokes knocking at the door. It's like, what are you doing here? He's like, I don't even know.
I don't even know.
It says
I just wondered.
it can be used as a perfume or a ritual magic anointing, aromatherapy, and spellcrafting oil. So
Why do
anyway,
you need this again?
I just thought it'd be fun to like. Some days I'll wear it and some days I won't. I'll see if I get more of your.
You
fucking
want me to be a
attention.
lab rat? You already made me a lab rat. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't know what I'm doing here. Woo. Focus, focus.
All right, that's it. No more witchcraft in the house. I'm putting my foot down. I don't want you messing with me. The fuck?
Do you want me to use the lucky one on you? There's a luck oil.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have that one.
Yes, I do. I'd love some luck.
But I need a cauldron.
I definitely need some luck. I've been fucking screwed over constantly.
Yeah, you've had a bad week. You poor.
So I've been working from home because I follow a lot of journos, and what the particular trend at the moment, particularly Australian media, and I'm sure everyone's sort of cotton on to this, is that what we get seen as an end product, like what gets to you on news.com or whatever, is always heavily edited or changed for a particular sort of thing. But if you listen to what the journos are saying, just as their commentary, day-to-day stuff based on all the shit they're digging up, they're all saying that we're all fucked, COVID's out of control again, no one's talking about it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to work from home because, like, I don't want to get it. And, you know, I'd like to be, like, if I don't feel 100%, I'm not going into work, right? And then I had to go into work for 5 days to do stock take and all this other boring stuff I won't bore you all with. And the guy I'm with is, like, coughing and splattering and shit. And we're like, dude, are you sick? And he's like, it's not COVID, I tested negative. And then one of the other people there was like, you gotta wear a fucking mask though, because we don't even want whatever you've got, right? 5 days later, it turns out it was COVID. And I've just been working
Amazing.
with a
Oh my god.
COVID positive guy, and I've we've been sharing computers and like just hanging out in tiny cubicle room, me and 3 other people. Everyone else has got COVID. And then I was like crook, like I was written off at the end of the week. And I'm like, I don't know if it's exhaustion from just like working my ass off all week or COVID. But if it was COVID, I was going to be fucking pissed off because they say you actually get COVID, you're good for 3 months. Like you can't even get your booster shot for 3 months. But if I got COVID again this weekend, that means I got COVID every 3 months, 3 times in a row. It's just fucking bullshit. That's not fair. But I
was about to be upset with you too, because like if you got COVID, that means surgery I have booked would be pushed back, and then I'd be very upset.
Right, if you got COVID right now, you'd be fine. If you get COVID next week, it would be more of a problem. I don't. It's fine. It's fine. Like it's not my fucking. Anyway, the poor guy who got COVID. Kind of a poor guy. He got fucking torn a new one by everyone. It was like, fuck you selfish cunt, basically. And like,
if you're sick, don't go to work.
Yeah, but he was also under the pressure to get this project done. So like, he was like, they're like, yo, you need to get this done. Oh, you're sick? You should stay home. But this needs to be done. Like, fuck, what are you meant to do in that situation? Anyway, I just turn my phone off. That's what I do in that situation. And just go home. Fuck them. Seriously. So yeah, I don't know. I've had some symptoms and I've been crook, but it's also like I went home Thursday lunchtime as soon as we found out about everything, and I've been in isolation since. So now it's Sunday. We're recording this. So if I keep the only phrasing I can think of is I'm getting edged by COVID. All right, I either want to be sick or better. I don't want to be in this fucking edge zone.
In between. Yeah,
I'm just sick of it. I'm just getting edged by COVID with no payoff. And unfortunately, I still don't feel 100%, but I'm just going with, it's been 5 days now, surely. But surely I haven't got it. But that is the definition of bullshit luck, all right? So I will take your luck oil, all right? Pour it on me.
Okay, so.
Take it all.
There's some other things. There's a Book of Shadows spell, which is, I don't know what that's be for, but that's worrying. There's a Weave Abundance spell.
Isn't the Book of Shadows something out of the Marvel universe?
No, that's different. That's different. I think it's like meant to be for information.
Book of Shadows is containing a religious text and instructions for magical rituals found within the Nipo-Jurian religion of Wicca. It's a conception in the 1970s. Not that old.
Yeah, okay.
Then it's got some, like a heap of books that look like Mills and Boon's books. Pretty sure that's some
So that was going to
vampire
lead me to the
erotica.
other thing, by the way. There's two witch shops close together. There's a Spellbox and there's another one, but there's also a spiritual bookshop, and they focus mostly on books.
Complete book of black magic.
They have spell books. They have like
$17.
books, they have everything. They have crystals. They have wands. They have other stuff as well. So we're going to hit that triangle of stores, all of them.
What? Hang on. You don't have that much money. All right, relax.
We're going to go look at them at least. Okay?
Oh shit! You're not going to buy anything.
I didn't say I'd not buy anything. I said we're going to look at some of them.
All right. Can we turn someone into a frog? Things frog didn't turn up to the podcast.
Frog into a frog.
I don't think it works quite like that, but yeah, we could just do like a frog summoning spell, hopefully, just to make him come here, because like he keeps saying, "I'm going to come in the podcast."
Well, it's more the fact that he puts topics in the topics channel, and we just have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, no, there's some really, really random stuff in there.
Just absolutely. And like this week, he was meant to come on a show and talk about learning Hebrew and a new reality for Vince's Manush. Sounds kind of dirty.
That sounds dirty.
But I guess we'll never know. Never fucking know. Anyway, let's move along. I just there's some stuff like spells and all that's all great and all that, but there's some shit that's been on the internet, and TikTok does this. There's a couple of things on TikTok that I just want to fucking just rant about because I think it's just utter bullshit, right? And I don't think anyone will disagree with me because it's obviously bullshit. People who do shit TikTok for likes and stuff like that, like nice shit that they would otherwise not do. For example, going up to a homeless man and being like, "Yo, man, I'll cook you dinner or something," and then cooking dinner and like filming it all and shit like that fucking irks me.
Yeah, same, man. Oh, grinds my gears. The going up and paying for people's stuff in supermarkets, like just running up and like swiping their card and being like, "Yo, there you go," and then walking off. Like, the fuck, dude? Like
I have to film it. Like, I get that they're trying to build like an.
But it's not even that.
Why?
Like, there's nothing to it, right? There's people that are in desperate need of stuff. It's not old mate at the supermarket that you just go up and pay for their random groceries. Like random acts of kindness, yeah, great, that's excellent. But you're doing it for likes. Like you're paying $100 or something for someone's groceries, but you're making $3,000 on the YouTube video. That's like, fuck off. Like, stop annoying people. I suppose my point is, stop annoying random people with your stupid gestures of whatever you fucking think you're doing for likes, right? Like, cool if you set it up or if you put up a sign or you go and you help out the salvos or something like that. Excellent, great, more of that. Like, film yourself helping the salvos out, like because most of the people there are helping are retirees or people that have had shit times in their life as well. It's not some YouTube kid. It's just
trying to create content.
Exactly.
So,
there are some great things. I don't look just before we move on because I've got more to say. But before you think about, I'm gonna go film random people, whatever. Look into stuff, and there's like even if you're a young, capable human being, things like a men's shed, fucking great thing to go help out. A lot of people don't even realize they're there. Community gardens is another one, and like these are things that like all cities and stuff have, and like. Men's shed is designed for a place where men, they go have a shed because they can't afford property with a shed, and they go in there and they make toys for kids and all that sort of stuff. And it's about
socializing in community and like having because like one thing that
it's helpful shit. But not only that, half the people don't even know these things exist because no one ever talks about that. They talk about this other shit. And the reason this came up and the reason that has boiled me over this week was and I put it in the topics channel, is the old lady that got given flowers, but there was hey, can you hold these flowers for me? Actually, no, they're for you. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And then she's like, thank you for the flowers. And then afterwards, she's like, I don't really need flowers right now. I kind of want to just go home.
And she noticed she was being filmed. And like they laughed at her and said that they weren't filming when she asked them if she was being filmed.
Well, not only that, she did when they told her all about it. She's like, oh, whatever, just fucking, I don't want your flowers. I just want to go home. Leave me alone. Blah blah blah. Like it might have been a nice gesture in the moment, but then she's like, why is this a filming thing? Why is all these people making comments about it?
The word that she used was patronizing, and I think it definitely is because he always and like other YouTubers who are doing the same thing or TikTokers, whatever, are targeting older women who are sitting alone. Just because a woman is older and she's sitting alone doesn't mean that she needs attention or that she's sad or that she doesn't get flowers. maybe she's just vibing. This woman was like, I was at a cafe having a coffee.
Yeah.
And like she was approached.
Yeah.
Why are people taking older women and just making them out to be depressing if they're by themselves?
This is my point, because if you're say you are an older lady who is, struggling or whatever, they're the sort of people that reach out to people like the Salvos and that for help, and that's where those institutions need more support to help people who are asking for help. Don't just go up to a stranger because it's going to look cool on TikTok and give them flowers. It's weird. Anyway, the whole thing was that she found out it was for TikTok, and she's like, no one watches TikTok, who gives a bit of shit about that stuff. And then someone pointed out to her that, it had like 1 million views or something. And then it was at that point she was like, I'm not cool with this whole thing. And then she ended up calling up her local radio and talking about it. And then it's obviously made the news since and saying she just was not okay with the situation. And this is one of so many. Like, I see them so much on TikTok. Like, just
it's
so much.
Now. There's this
fucking
constant stream
hate it.
It's this constant stream of like what some people have been referring to as like poverty porn as well. It's
like, that's a bad term.
Yeah, it's like look at this like sad person who is like probably underprivileged. Oh my god, there's homeless people.
Oh my god,
there's this lady who's alone. Look how sad they are. Don't you feel better for them now that we're giving them flowers? Fucking bullshit. This woman was fine, and a lot of those other people that they've probably been in these videos were fine.
Yeah, and the grocery shop one just annoys me. It's like, if someone came up and paid for my shit, that's just like, why? Who are you? Fuck off. Like, leave me alone. I'm already just fucking trying to get food. This is
in
not
the case if I was like at the shops and I noticed that their card was being declined and they were being told and they were like,
that's a different thing.
Struggling.
That's the
go for it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But also make sure you pull out your camera and film it, because you'll get 1 million likes.
I have paid for somebody's shopping before.
Yeah, and I have too. Like I like, but it wasn't much. It was like $12 or something. But I'm just they just like, their card declined, and they're like, oh well, just put this stuff back. I'm like, it's fine, just put it on my bill. It's no worries. But like, it's like, I don't know. It's the filming, the mentality of, I'm doing this for the camera. I wouldn't do this because even unless it's getting filmed. That's what pisses me off the most. And
yes,
and it's on TikTok all the time, and I just hate it. I actually go through and dislike a lot of them. Like, go through, don't show me this anymore. There was 2 that highlighted to me. One popped up and it was like, gone wrong. It said on the top. I'm like, oh, okay, how's this go? And he like went to pay for the thing, but he had no money left. So his card kept declining. And then it made this whole bloody scene where they're like, oh, sorry, sir, but your card's declined. He's like, it's not even my card. Some weirdo swiped his card and ran off. It's like, what the fuck? And then there was another one where this is a separate category, but this is just as equally annoying. Prankster videos where they just prank random people in public. And these guys got fucking stopped by a security guard. They said, you can't be doing this. They're in a shopping center. Can't be doing this, mate. And they're like, oh, we're just filming. And the security guard goes, mate, I know exactly what you're doing because I used to do it, all right? And the guy's like, bullshit, show us your YouTube channel. And then he shows his YouTube channel. He's got like 2 million followers or something like that. And then the guy's like, yeah, so I used to do it, so I know what you guys are going to do, and I'm going to have to fucking tell you to stop it. It's like, okay. And then they just left. It's like, fuck, jig is up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I think content's changed a lot to whatever gets the clicks. To like, it used to be telling a story or something, a highlight or something, funny bit, whatever. Where I think people will now just go for that real. I don't know, just say
deep and easy and exploitative stuff.
Yeah. I think filming random people in general is just not okay. I think everyone needs to be on board with what's going on around you.
Super uncomfortable.
But it is what it is. Just don't like them and report them or block them or whatever. Just fuck them off. I'll go for something else. Yeah, my feed's been really like, we talk about your TikTok algorithms the most, and my feed has turned from, it used to be big booby cosplays and like sick trick gaming shots to like just weird fucking like replays of MasterChef and Pawn Shop, and then fucking all this sort of sad media.
You're getting reality TV clips.
Oh, I hate it. I keep disliking it too. And there was something, there was a prank video or something where they were picking on some old lady, told them to move on, and they'll being just kids being dicks about it, right? So I reported the video, and then like a week later, TikTok sent me a thing and said, yeah, we took that video down for you. I'm like, oh, good, fuck you. There was nothing wrong with the video from a TOS standard, but fuck them. I don't care.
Fuck them.
Usually TikTok just never takes things down their reports. That's good that you had a result, honestly.
Yeah, see you later, little shitbags.
It's a win for the people.
Yeah, fuck them. It's crazy. It's not only is it crazy that I know that TikTok's playing around, not TikTok, sorry, Instagram's playing around with doing similar sort of style to TikTok, and TikTok's playing around doing similar style to Instagram. Like you can upload still images now, and you can scroll with them on TikTok. He just plays music with them, and Instagram's trying to move to the full screen model where you scroll through images that way. That's just I don't know. They're all trying to do the same thing. One thing I hate, like my YouTube, the way I watch YouTube does not agree with this whole short media trend. Because like I usually go to my subscriptions and then there's all my videos there and I just click it. Now I go to my subscriptions, there's 40 shorts in there. And I'm like, I don't want to watch any shorts. I want to see the actual fucking episodes.
Yeah.
Where's my content? And I know that I did a thing over at TeamOCE where we did a talk about how to be successful on YouTube and like getting into streaming and doing that through the YouTube way, not the Twitch way. And one of the recommendations was if you do shorts, don't publish them to your subscriber feed. Just publish them to your channel. They'll go in the shorts feed. Everyone will see them. That's fine, but you don't want to pollute the message. And I just feel like everyone needs to hear that because I fucking like I unsubscribed to people who I genuinely want to like support, but just because the feed was so full of shorts and I couldn't find any of my episodes I was trying to watch, like fuck off. I didn't understand how YouTube's like UI system and their navigation system on their website's so bad, and I don't know how Google keeps getting it wrong all the fucking time. Like it should be so much easier. It's just so anti-user friendly. It's the same with Facebook. Facebook's only gotten worse. I don't think any of them are really good, generally speaking. Like there's no website I go, wow, this is really well laid out. This is cool. I like this.
Everything's just kind of
Everything's kind of just too much.
Yeah.
Too much bullshit on it. Speaking of too much, I have a question for the audience, and then I'm going to then conquer it and win my own game. So that's fine. But the question is, has there ever been a moment where you read something and you go, that's enough internet for me today, and you just walk away from the internet?
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know your highlight. I want an example.
God, just it's a lot of anything that comes from like Ask Reddit or like relationship advice.
Is there anything that comes to mind? You go, yeah, I remember at this time I saw this and I thought, that's it. I'm getting off the internet. I'm going to go touch grass or something. So.
I don't have a specific example that comes to mind, but I think anything that comes from like those two subreddits can be absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible. Which two subreddits?
Especially relationship advice and Ask Reddit.
All right, cool.
If you ever want to have a bad day, just go to Ask relationship advice and see how terrible people are to each other. Just makes you lose faith in humanity. Like, and also, actually, you know what? I saw videos where people were talking about things that men have said to women who are in labor, and like, and men just saying terrible fucking things to women who are literally birthing their babies and just like basically abusing women while they're giving birth, and that stuff really upsets me. So that's enough internet when I read that stuff. Yep,
that would do it. I have learned that, in particularly in the last few weeks, that terrible people in terrible relationships also have babies, and then it's all just terrible. We won't go into full details, but to give those people more options to take a better path along the way, a good idea.
Yes.
How about you, Tame? You ever had a moment where you go, that's enough internet for today?
All the time. Some of the shit you see on there is like, what the fuck is this guy thinking?
Yeah.
That's enough for me. I'm working out.
So I came across something on the internet, and it was it affected me in such a way where I was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? And I was so pissed off about it. And I was just sitting there just stewing about how stupid the fucking... Well, it's not technically the internet, because the internet's relaying the message, but people can be, right? And then I had to just go and like get a sense check. So I went to my coworker and I said, I'm going to read you something. It's not from me. It's on the internet. It's on Reddit. I need to know how fucked up this is from 1 to 10, because I need to know, like, because for me, it's a 12, right? So I read it to her and she goes, oh yeah, that's easily like 12, 15 out of a 10. Fucked. I'm like, good. All right, cool. My senses are good. But also I was like, fuck, I haven't been on Reddit since. I came on Reddit today just to have a look and see if there's anything cool to talk about. So I'm gonna read this to you guys. And it is fucked up. And we don't encourage anything to do it. And it's a terribly fucked up situation for everything. And it's definitely in one of those Reddit channels that Shelby mentioned.
Oh my god, of course it is.
But it's made such waves on Reddit. It's had 469. It's had 22,000 people like comment on it, and basically to say the same thing, which is also says it's fucked up. So it's got to like the best of for the channel. So all right, here we go. Everyone's ready. Whew. This is.
I bet I've already read this as well. Just
well,
go ahead.
let me read the title and see if you've read this. I, 18 female, walked in on my mum, 44 female, teasing my dad, 46 male, while wearing my clothes.
Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna skim it because she's actually the person who wrote this is actually very detailed about it all, which it's great for Reddit, but also bad for painting a picture that will never leave my brain. But basically, I'm gonna assume America because it's like summer holidays for them. And she hasn't been home often. She's been at her friend's place, swimming, having fun, whatever. And then she's like, we should go shopping tomorrow. She's like, cool. Gonna go home and pick up some cash on her way to the shops. Goes home, walks in. Parents are on the couch. Mum is wearing one of her dresses. And they are getting into it. Or at least starting to get into it. She does a 180, gets the fuck out of there. Because obviously that's the sort of shit that fucks your brain up forever. The problem comes when she's like trying to process why. Why is it that her mother is wearing her clothes while they're doing it? And also, how often does it happen? Sort of thing. She stays at her friend's place for a couple of days while she's sort of computing. Her worst fear is that her mother is pretending to be her or her dad. Mm-hmm. She eventually touches base with the mother who confirms this, that she role plays as her daughter and has been doing it for a while, and there has been multiple units of clothing used. All being cleaned, though. Very important detail for this. Yeah.
It's so creepy.
That's
it's fucked up, right? It's like...
I like to point out as well, it's good to take these things with a grain of salt, though, because that Reddit has been known for having people post fake stories.
Yeah, this is where...
fake stories that are, like, fetish inclined.
Well, also, okay, so there is a lot of details here. So basically goes into the fact that she didn't know what to do. She ended up having to explain to her friends' parents what was going on because she was staying at their house for so long and refusing to go home. Her dad never reached out to her or said anything to her. It was only a few days later that she spoke to her mother, who confirmed the whole thing. She still hasn't gone home, hasn't been able to... face any of them, doesn't know what to do about it. And then there was a whole heap of people sort of trolling the post originally. He's like, how would you even know this? Blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. And then she went into more detail and sort of went from there. But I think the last update was that she has met with her mother and, they've sort of talked about it, but she's decided she's going to stay with her friend's place. She doesn't trust her father, doesn't want to do it again, so on. So it's like, yes... understand grain of salt and everything else, but also there's a lot of details here and it has been evolving. It's just kind of fucked up.
It reminds me, there was this other one I read the other day, which was another, like, gotta put my phone down and leave the internet moment, where a girl said that her dad gave her a letter and told her to read it and then told her to burn it when she was done. And the letter was a full confession of his love for her. And, this is a woman in her 20s. She still lives at home. She lives in a country where that's very normal as well. And it was a full love confession. And what does she do? She burns it, as she was asked to. And everyone's like, why did you do that? She's just like, I felt like I had to. But she goes into great detail about, like, all these things that her father has written in this letter. And then that he loves her and wants her and all this stuff like that. And it's just so creepy.
And that is the definition of, that's enough internet. Right, you just walk
away. That's
enough internet.
That's enough.
So I don't know. It's just fucked. The whole thing's fucked up. Then look, Reddit is a great place for people to sense check shit. Like yo, this is the situation I'm in. Everyone around me is telling me it's fine, but I don't think it's fine. What do you think? And Reddit will normally there are so many people that are so invested in these Reddit posts. Like normally there is a vocal minority or their majority, saying, yo, this is the thing. There was one that I read last week and it was like a hen's party gone wrong, some scenario. But basically it was like this guy and the fiance was going out for a hen's night and girls' night out. They gone and got like a big fucking Airbnb and there was a heap of them there and they were having a big party, blah, blah, blah. And like he said that they were messaging early on, but obviously then they lost contact because party sort of kicked off. Excuse me. And but he said that like he had nothing to worry about, or anything like that. But then when he sat down at his computer, she was still logged into her Facebook, and there was like a group text that was on the screen, and there was like some shit that was going down that group text, including photos of a heap of boys coming over, and then like a video of the soon-to-be wife going into a bedroom with like 3 guys and all this sort of stuff. And then he was like, and called one of the friends and like, you know, confronted them and everything else. And then like everyone in that house basically gaslit him and said, there's nothing going on. Don't worry about it. It's just a joke. We're just joking. It's all jokes. Nothing happened. You know, she's like, I don't even know who the guys were. They were just some friends that came over from a friend of a friend. Like, you know, they left. They just had drinks and whatever. He totally gaslit him. But he put it all on the internet. And he's just like, this is what happened. You know, I feel like such an idiot for not trusting her. Da da da. And the internet's just like, fuck off. Are you kidding me? You literally saw it happening in your eyes. Like, there was video and stuff. And then like he went and confronted him again, but with the internet on his side. And then they finally caved and said, look, you know, some stuff happened, but you know, it's just.
There's like an unfortunate amount of those things that just like, and I feel bad for people where they're just like, oh, I caught my partner texting other people and I feel like it could be explained. And then they're like, dude, you literally saw him like sending nudes to somebody. Like it can't be explained except for.
I just want to get this mole checked out right next to my penis. So I sent her this naked picture. It's fine.
It's like And it makes me feel sad because there's like a huge amount of people that, you know, obviously have a lot of trust in their partners and they're being disappointed. And that's a really depressing part of the whole thing as well.
Teach them how to do the spell.
Yeah, I'll go in there with witches. Sometimes it's people you don't want to lock down though. Ilati was different. I get to lock you down.
What? Trapped. Help. I'm blinking.
You're an asshole. Never mind. Fuck you. If anyone wants to take him off my hands, go for it.
So my point is that sometimes Reddit isn't always just a horrific story. Sometimes there's a good time for someone to get pumped up and say, yo, man, you need to go back in there and you need to tell them how you really think. Stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
It's like this,
hell yeah.
For a few like titles for like common things I say, there's like on relationship advice, how long to wait to break up with someone after their birthday? My boyfriend says he is miserable. Should I tell the woman whose husband is cheating on her with my mum what's going on?
I'd like to just reiterate something here. Before me and Shelby were even a couple, and we used to like do GTA shit and like fucking be up all night fixing everything for everyone. The moment when we were like, okay, that's enough GTA shit for one day. Shelby would just read Reddit advice, like relationship advice to me, and I'd just sit there and go, what the fuck?
Yeah, we would actually. About that, we would actually do that.
What the fuck? It's just constantly. That was it. That was our nights. Relationship advice. My favorite one's the workplace ones. Though I do like enjoy going through the ones where there was one today where someone texted their boss saying, "Look, I can't come in tonight. You know, my dog's just been in an accident. We're gonna have to go put him down." And then the boss replied, "Okay, well, make sure you call around and find someone to replace it because your emergency is not my emergency." Is what the boss's thing was. And then she goes, okay, well, this is my 2 weeks notice. I'm leaving. And then the boss replied, actually, I'll handle tonight. Don't worry about it.
Still one, actually. And this one was like a lose faith in humanity moment. Somebody was texting their boss. Somebody who they posted it originally on Facebook, then it was screen grabbed and shared to Reddit for somebody else. But effectively, this woman has been caring for her child who is in a coma and looks like he's brain dead. And he's on life support. So she texted her boss and said, I can't come in. My son is on life support. It's not looking good. And the boss says it wasn't good enough. Starts going on this spiel about how, like, if my son was on life support, I'd still need money to keep a roof over my head, so I'd still keep working.
Who are these assholes?
Yeah, where the fuck are they from?
So they're all American, by the way, which has a really
let's not piss off our American audience straight up.
I'm not going to, but I feel like a lot of these stories come from America. Anyway, and like it just this whole like complete like all the humanity left this boss's brain, I guess. It was just like, yeah, if my son was like on his deathbed, like I would still need to work because I need money. Like you should have made other concessions, like have somebody else watch him. It's not that she's having somebody watch him. She wants to spend time with her son who is dying. Like, it's just, lose faith in humanity.
Absolutely. And I want to be crystal clear with anyone who ever listening. All right. If you are a manager, you get paid to look after and manage the people. So if that person's sick, gets hit by a car, just doesn't fucking show up, that is unfortunately your problem. That's what you get paid for. Then that's facts. It's not. It's in your when they go, hey, you're going to get paid as a manager. That's the extra money is an expectation that you will manage the situation. Don't fucking go message that back someone who like if they message because what happens is right. I'll tell you exactly what happens. What happens is the people that work for you get so full of anxiety of even just calling in sick, which is something they are entitled to. All right, that they come to work with fucking COVID, and then you end up with 6 people calling in sick the next week because they all got fucking COVID because you put so much pressure on this dickhead not to call in sick the first time. Like that, like in my case, he could have called in sick. All right, I know how to do that man's job. If he ever gets hit by a car and like he's had to take a month off before, and they're just like, "Yo, can you do his job?" I'm like, "Yeah, easy, no problems." Like he did not need to be there, but he was under so much pressure and so much anxiety of like I can't let the team down that he came in and gave everyone fucking COVID and ruined my weekend. So straight up, like fucking just stop being shit humans. Really, it's pretty much what it comes down to. But unfortunately, like they're fueling Reddit. All these shit humans is just what's on Reddit now. It's unbelievable. But yeah, the business ones in particular, they piss me off so much. It's just I don't know what else to say.
Same.
Fucking annoying. But yeah, so that's enough internet for one day for me anyway. It's I don't know. I've got literally nothing else to say about that whole fucking. I'm pissed off now about stupid people messaging people stuff like that. I got written up. I almost got written up because I worked 16 days straight, and the reason I worked 16 days straight is because we had so many people sick at work. And they kept calling me like, "There's no one else. Can you come in?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll come in. That's fine, man. I got your back." And I just kept working. And then the boss is like, "Yo, you can't work that many days in a row.
Yeah, you can't.
You're gonna get stacked. Not because of like legal laws or nothing like that. Like it's not about how much work and breaks you need. All that. Nothing to do with any of that. It's because I was getting paid triple time overtime by the end of it, and I don't want to pay that much for a person. They would much rather everyone have like." Not enough staff to even operate than to pay someone. So send me home. I'm like, all right, I'll go home. I was already getting paid $75 an hour with my overtime and bonuses. I'd already worked 3 days on $75 an hour. I was fine. I was fucking living it.
That's a good paycheck.
A great paycheck because it was
Taxman would have loved you.
It was right when I was fucking living at home too and had no expensive. That's all disposable income. Would have been fucking like 364 games. That was crazy. But yeah, but at the same time, like it's like COVID's highlighted how bad it's been now. But like I've had times where, like I've turned up to work and like they roster 8 people on and 7 people call in sick, and then I'm like, I'm not going to find 7 people on a Sunday to come in and work. It's not going to happen. But at the same time, the expectation is the store's open because it's going to make money. Like I can't without people. What do you want me to do? I found 2 people and we just worked our ass off that day. Do you think we got a thanks or anything for it? Nah.
No, of course not. No,
absolutely
you don't
not.
Do that.
Pull fucking magic out of the hat, and the boss is just like, okay, cool. What do you want from me? But yeah, probably a pay rise.
Yeah, that'd be
pay rise would be nice.
You did get a pay rise recently, finally, after how many years?
Yeah, it wasn't rude. Yeah, it's like everyone's getting a pay rise, but I'd like to get a pay rise on the amount of work that I'm doing, not just pay rise because everyone's getting a pay rise sort of thing. Mind you, the boss rang up and like, because this is the way they sell it, right? The conglomerate goes, okay, everyone's getting a pay rise, there's inflation, blah, blah, blah. This is how they've got like a formula that figures out what people are worth. And it's like everyone gets averaged out basically. So everyone who's a store manager, so to speak, will get like the same sort of rate. If you're lower, you're going to get a bigger pay rise. And if you're higher, you're going to get a smaller pay rise. So they eventually even out. That's what actually happens. But then they tell their people like, get your team together, tell them how well they've done and how they deserve this pay rise, blah, blah, blah. My boss just calls me. He's like, yeah, they got a formula. It's worked out in your favor this year. You're getting a pay rise. I'm like, sweet. That's it. But it's like, it's no bullshit. There's no fanfare. Why would you even bother? Because he's like, it's not what you want. It's what you want is they sit you down in your room and say, damn, son, you've been doing a good job. You've earned this. We're going to give you a real bump. You're going to feel this one. No, it's like, there's a formula, you're getting a pay rise, but everything's expensive anyway, so it's going to feel like nothing. Don't worry about it. Some people didn't even get that. Some people just got their money changed, and they're like, "Oh, cool! Now I can afford the stuff that I was buying last week again because everything's gone up in price."
Mm-hmm.
I think the lettuce shortage is over now, isn't it? I think it's gone.
I can't eat lettuce right now, so I've stopped.
I know.
And now the lettuce shortage has been cured.
Someone was telling me it's like snow peas now. It's just like the
snow peas.
I think it's heaps of other vegetables now.
You know why? Because everyone can get lettuce, so we all went to everything else. Of course, shortages.
It's to a degree, it has to be like artificial inflation. Like it's just the media scaring people into buying their fucking veggies now. It's like, yeah, better now because you might not get them next week. It's the same thing with fuel. It's like whenever they say that there's fuel's going up, everyone goes out and goes crazy, and then the fuel definitely goes up because so much fuel's getting sold. So, it's just artificial inflation. I don't know what else to say about it.
A little bit of that.
But yeah, apart from that, really haven't done much this week because I worked my fucking ass off and then got sick kind of, and
just trying to survive.
Just doing my best, you know.
I've been trying to pull extra time at work and do extra things because my boss told me I was doing not enough stuff, but then the very next day in a company-wide meeting, the CEO goes, and because of Shelby's contributions, we can see that this quota has improved.
Hell yeah.
So I got praised by the CEO in front of the whole company, but told off by my manager the day before. Anyway, so I'm getting results, but just not in the way that he wants me to. I guess that's the bottom line. So my week was spent being petty at work. I was being very petty. I'm one of those people who's purely powered by spite.
Yeah.
So I felt very spiteful, and I got like 10 times more things done than I normally would because I was so angry.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in a bit of a lull. I've been like wanting to play games and shit, but I just haven't had the energy to do it. But I think Stray comes out next week, which is going to be pretty big, I reckon, based on how much hype it's sort of getting. And it's not that expensive either. Like $40 on Steam. Last minute, they because of the popularity sort of ramping up for it. And for those who don't know, you control a cat in like a dystopian universe, and you go through the story. It's from a fairly well-known developer. But yeah, the hype train pulled up. A lot of people have been getting on board. It's part of PlayStation. PlayStation are doing a lot of things, moving a lot of pieces around, and I think they're trying to line themselves up for something. But they do their PlayStation Premium, which is their equivalent of Xbox Game Pass, essentially, which I've got because I had PS Plus. When PS Plus first came out, it was an optional thing. They're like, yo, if you get PS Plus, we'll give you a couple free games a month, then you get some online storage, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I don't know, fuck all. It was $20 a month or something when it first came out. I signed up immediately, and I did the math after the first year, and I had been given like nearly $2,000 worth of games, just some free games on PlayStation Plus. Like it was so much worth it. Anyway, now there's all these different tiers, and if you get premium, particularly here in Australia, it's a little bit different to what it is everywhere else because our internet's so shit. So we can't have the games that are streamed, but we have everything else. But they give you a heap of classic games, there's some like hit games, some PS3, PS4 games, they're all there. And now they've added there's a heap of new games getting added to it, including all the Assassin's Creeds, which would have been handy like a year ago when I played through them all. Again. Stray's in there from day one, which is wild. I didn't even realize they would do day one games. And then there's PS classics like Ape Escape, which Shelby spotted and was like, "Oh, I've been playing a little bit of Siphon Filter for those old PlayStation fans there."
Oh shit! Yeah.
And apparently Ubisoft's adding like 30 games onto this thing. So on top of that, they're also adding a loyalty system. They're like flybys basically for fucking PlayStation, which I've read into it, and it's sort of like they'll give you challenges and you earn points, and then obviously if you do purchases and stuff like that, you earn points that can be spent in the store and stuff like that. So it feels like they're very much trying to create like a PlayStation or a Sony ecosystem. They're doing that. They also announced some very impressive headphones apparently to go with the PlayStation, because they've got PS5's got an audio system which is second to none, but the only real things that take like full advantage of it are headphones that they produce. So like if you put normal headphones and stuff, it's going to sound great and everything, but like they've got like 7-to-1 surround digital fucking VR sound or whatever the hell they brought out their own headphones to take care of that. They've also brought out their own gaming monitors to go with the PlayStation. So they're getting hard into the hardware market as well. And the specs that are coming through, and the fact that there's also PSVR 2 kits that are getting out there as well means they're very close to the PSVR 2 stuff. So Sony's moving a lot of pieces. But Sony's doing the very Sony thing where they're not very good at hyping people up and like marketing that stuff out. Like there's a lot of shit that just comes out in press releases in the background. No one really gives a shit. Where people like Xbox will, they'll have an event where everything comes out. And they do a really good job of like talking to the people, being connected, where PlayStation do the opposite. But it's interesting what they're doing. I still prefer PlayStation in a lot of ways, just from like their game titles and stuff like that. Horizon and God of War. God of War looks amazing. Just that all their titles are really good. Most of them are coming to PC as well, and I think that's why they're leaning into like they were up front and saying these headphones work with PC, and these monitors obviously work with PC as well. So I think they're just trying to break into that gaming market.
Blended market.
Yeah, where if you look at the other spectrum, which is what Xbox is sort of leaning into, which is that they don't even need to make consoles soon. Like it'll all just be played on the cloud, which means we don't even need hardware. They'll just sell you a control pad and you just hook it up to your Google Chrome or whatever, or they'll probably have their own stick at one point, stick it into your TV, and then you play fucking Xbox games on your TV without even buying the $700 console. And away you go. And then there's no problem with chip shortages or nothing like that. Everyone will be able to buy it. Because it's still hard to get a PlayStation 5 now. Been out for years, 2 years. You still can't get a PS5 out there.
Yeah, that's still... but Xbox is off. If you want an Xbox, they're out there.
Even then, it's not the easiest to get an Xbox, but you can get them. A lot of people will wait for like EB Games and stuff like that because they want to trade in their old console. But even EB Games, what they've been doing is bundling so that if they're going to buy a PlayStation, they're only going to make $30 on it. Then they want to sell you a headset and an extra controller as well to make extra money. All marketing. But yeah, it's good. I feel like though we're still in that COVID era of everything takes longer to get everywhere. Like the whole graphics and chip stuff sort of slowing down because of the crypto markets shooting itself in the foot. So like all that stuff will come good. Developers will start to, actually get to develop games within timelines and stuff like that. I was seeing an article and I was talking about they were trying to classify the COVID era of films because like the filmmaking industry was it's in such high gear, and then COVID came along and just fucking stalled it. Now that we're getting towards that, trying to be normal, post-COVID environment, even with COVID still there, it's like, it's still not the same, obviously. But it's like PAX, for example. Like we look at PAX and there's nothing huge coming out around PAX time. Like normally Bethesda would have like some big stuff coming, which then they'd do it, which like they got Starfield, but it's next year. So I don't know how much they're going to want to ramp Starfield so early.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really heard of anything.
The only thing that's coming out, which kind of a fizzler anyway, is Overwatch 2. But it's Overwatch 1.
Do we really need an Overwatch 2?
Well, it's not really. It's Overwatch 1.5. I can't even tell the difference. When someone says they're playing 2 or 1, and they're just looking at it, I can't tell the difference, which is a bad sign. Like, if you can't tell the difference between 1 and 2, it's a bad sign. But the thing is, I don't understand how they got that so wrong with Overwatch. Like I understand it's a competitive shooter. There's a next level to it. Like it has to be balanced and fine for like competitive shooter. But if you look at the same distance between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2, if you compare Fortnite from 5 years ago to now, they look totally different. Like it looks like a totally different game. Like even the graphics is sharper. There's like so much different art styles. I was weirdly enough, because I played Fortnite a lot when it first came out, like seasons 1 and 2, and before even multiplayer was there, I was playing Fortnite, the PvE stuff. And now I'm like, oh man, I don't think I could play it because it's so fucking just insanity. Like it's got that child mentality of we need to make sure that they don't get bored for 30 seconds or they might uninstall the game. So they just keep throwing shit at you no matter what you're doing, even though there's no players in your area. That's just random stuff. And like I hate it, but also I found myself watching Fortnite because of some shit that they've been putting in there. Darth Vader walks around as an NPC and he just fucks you up if you try and fuck with him. I'm like, that's cool, actually. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so there's people like posting all these clips of them trying to fuck up Darth Vader and just getting fucked on constantly by Darth Vader. I'm like, this is sick, actually. Am I going to install the game and play it? Nah, probably not. But it looks cool. And, it's I guess that's for my content creator brain looking at it going, there's content here. But also, it's a saturated market, so I'm not going to get back into that time soon. But yeah, but my point is that they've done the work to evolve and change that game for years, where I feel like Overwatch has just been stagnant for a couple of years at least.
It's like, sometimes they put in new heroes, but like it doesn't change that much.
They used to do ARGs, fucking augmented reality bloody things where like you go, okay, well people need to go and find these clues in the real world and then post them online, and there'll be these frames from this trailer, and if you tie them all together.
Have they been even releasing the animations that they like? They
were going to do an Overwatch movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen like a lot of like lore content.
This is what I mean. It all just went, and I know that fucking Blizzard took a big dump, but
because everyone was harassing each other in there.
Yeah, but I mean that's like that's still. I guess they've probably been harassing each other for years, but still, I mean, surely at some point, someone from higher ups, I suppose, no, it was the higher ups who were being assholes. You know what? It goes to show what you do when you fuck your company, eh? I'm just thinking, at some point, someone in the room goes, yo, we should probably do something with this game. It's really popular, and like we have the tools to fix it and make it better or do something new. Why don't we do something? They're probably all busy harassing each other, including the higher uppers. So you know what? Fuck them. Whatever. It's whatever. It's like they mentioned with like League of Legends, for example, is a known, you know, it's a community. Everyone knows what League of Legends is. But having said that, like all these people got into League of Legends all of a sudden because of Arcane was huge. And they've done a few other music videos, and K-pop group they've got some new animations and stuff that have been dropping recently. And like everything they're doing is all the shit that Overwatch used to do okay, and it hasn't done for a long time. But now League of Legends is doing it in such a way and like nailing it. Like Arcane's still amazing. And the soundtrack's still popper. I forgot how fucking good that soundtrack is. And they'll make a sequel. They'll make a sequel to Arcane. They're going to keep releasing music, which is just playing its ass off. They made a deal with Xbox Game Pass so you can unlock all your characters without having to fucking grind it anymore. Yeah, they've done all the right things. But yeah, I don't know. It's just Overwatch. So Overwatch 2 drops, I think, 2 weeks or 1 week before PAX, which would be a great time for them to really spruik it, but it's not going to happen, fortunately. And then I think there's the other thing was happened recently. Blizzard, not Blizzard, Bungie, who broke off from Blizzard Activision deal and now got purchased by Sony, which is official. That's all been all happened now. They've been told basically that Bungie are free to do whatever the fuck they want. So they still make and publish their own games, everything else, but now they can use all Sony's resources to do it. So
cool.
Very cool. Part of me wants a Destiny 3 because I want to get back into Destiny, but I don't want to catch up with the sweats that never left. That's a fucking impossible task.
Yeah, it's hard to get in.
Yeah, I mean, I nearly installed it again the other day because Destiny is such a nice shooter. Like the PvE stuff is just phenomenal, but that it's catered to the hardcore so hard, and they're trying to please their community that never left them, but at the same time they're putting out barriers for people that want to get in. So but at the same time, Destiny is such an ambitious thing that they've created. They could quite easily go and create a new IP and probably do something amazing with the tools from Sony. So I'm very keen to see what happens. But I think for now, there's still roadmap till the end of the year for Destiny 2 at least. But it's wild. Like I remember the hype when Destiny got announced, and like I was all for it. And I spent way too much time playing Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But it's such a, what's the best way to put it? It's such a game where you can play 60% of it, but if you don't have people actively playing and like leveling and doing it with you miss out on 40% of it. And that 40% is like the top tier new experience you won't find anywhere else. It's the same with New World. Like you can play New World and do all the story and do most things by yourself, and they've even adjusted the game so you can do almost everything by itself. But that next tier, like getting into wars and invasions and doing the dungeons and stuff like that, requires friends to help you out and people like that. And if you don't have them, you just miss out on all that content. Just don't get it. Bad, because that's the good shit that really makes that game decent. But also now people just speed run to the end game and don't even pay attention.
That's all it is now. Everyone's just speed running.
Yeah, it's you know what? It's such a missed opportunity because they have such a embedded community that want to play that game and want more out of it, to the point where they don't know when to quit. People will literally go and like play, max out their character, do all that shit. And like there's entire like companies which are like, okay, well, we conquered this entire server and now it's kind of boring. Let's go this weekend. Let's go to another server and create a completely new character and level them up to max and then kill everyone on that server. And now they're going overseas and like, it doesn't matter if we have a bad ping. We know what we're doing. And that's what they're doing.
There was this company on when I was on the Legato server,
Yeah.
they're from Thailand, but what they were doing, I think they had like Winswood and Everfall, but they were selling their gold for real money because those two places brought in heaps of gold, so like they were selling it for real money.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had
like they were running the whole server.
Yep, and they make so much money as well. It's nuts.
As soon as like, because like you got the three fractions, whatever.
Yeah.
Green and orange joined together because they couldn't beat purple because like they were the ones who were selling the gold. And then as soon as like those two factions joined together, like the whole thing went green. But then they left.
Yep. So we came in.
They went to another server.
Yeah. So we were on a Deary at that time, and then we were just getting like we'd worked our ass off, and like we merged with another group. And then we just wanted First Light. That's all we wanted. And I was like, yeah, I fucking love First Light, right? It's great. It's where I do all my crafting and shit. I love it. We got it, and then like 2 days later, like merging with Legato. Like, fuck. And we literally just merged into a Deary after getting First Light for the first time. We were not allowed to have it, apparently. And then when we got there, and we were purple at the time, and the entire map was green.
Yeah, that's because green and orange joined together.
Yeah. And then people were like, yo, the purples were way too strong, but they all left, blah, blah, blah. And we heard all these fucking stories and stuff. And then they started coming back, and they were just assholes. And I'm like, oh, this isn't fun anymore because you guys are all fuckers. Just stop taking it so seriously. And then it was the whole thing of they were selling gold and doing dodgy shit and whatever else. And not only that,
they were doing it for ages too. So I was like, what?
Well, not only that, they just were buying shit. Like they would buy players. Like they're like, yo, you're a good player. I'll give you fucking 300,000 gold to come join us. Stuff like that. And it's like, wow, this is not like on the other one. It was just people were just fighting because fighting. It was
fun.
It was fun. It was part of the game. Before that, we had when it was at like its peak time for like peak time for New World. We had a couple guys who joined our company, which is the Toe Company back then, and they were gold sellers, and all they did all day was they just grind materials and sell them, and that was their job. That was like their at-home job to play New World and sell gold, and and they made decent money. Like they made enough money to live and whatever. They were all from Philippines or whatever, and and then they said when the game started to wind down and shit wasn't going right, and we got a territory and then we lost a territory almost immediately. It's like, then he's like, I can't make that much gold anymore. I have to sell my computer because I need the money. And then he sold his account and that. But that was his job. And I think he said it was like $4 per $1,000 or something like that. So it's like 1,000 gold in game was like $4 or something like that. So he'd make a couple 100,000 a week, sell them, and then make nearly $1,000 a week, fucking just selling gold. I said to him once, I'm like, "Yo, I'll buy some gold from you. How much?" And he told me, "I'm like, I'm not going to spend much.
I'm not buying gold from you.
I'm not going to spend that much. I thought it'd just be cheap, for funsies. But no, that's legit." And then because then the next thing is that people make bots, and then the bots will go and they fish and a lot. And then I started finding bots that were so like they're hacks, right? They're actual hacks. So they read the game and all the game processes. So they go, there's a tree there, cut tree. There's an enemy coming, fight enemy off. Inventory's full. I go and I put my stuff away. I come back out and do it. And they'll go around collecting like motes and all these other materials and then going away. And I'm just like, this fucking bot it's playing the game better than I am, and it's taking all my shit. And I was like getting real pissed off about it. So then I went and looked into these bots, and man, there was some fucking hacks out there. And I'm like, I'm not getting banned for fucking these hacks, man. There was ones where like you can like aim bots and like see through walls and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, some of the players that were so good at the game became very crystal clear that they're not that good and they're using hacks. Just things like you could see people through rocks. So, sometimes where you like pop your head up and they just pop you with one shot. And like, how did you know I was there? That's how they knew they were there. But anyway, I was looking at ways to cheat the system without actually hacking the system. And I found this script on GitLab, and it was a Python written script. The guy sort of abandoned. He said, this is a phishing bot. But the way it works is it scans the screen and does your key inputs for you. So it'll scan if you've got the fishing rod in the water. And if you haven't, then it'll cast the rod. And then as it turns like it shakes to say that someone's on the hook, pull it in, so on. But it wasn't working. So I'm like, And this is, mind you, at this point, it's like fucking 3 a.m. I think there's Might have been around the first bout of COVID and I couldn't sleep. So I'm sitting there. So at 3 a.m., I went out to learn Python so that I could catch fish in the game because fishing was such a mundane task. Anyway, I rewrote the bot, works flawlessly. Right. Only thing is that if the rod breaks, breaks its wear and tear, then you end up walking out into the ocean and drowning. That's fine. That's a small bug, a feature even. But man, I'd set it up and then just let it go. It just fishes. Way it goes. No worries. In the hot spots, catch all the big fish, everything else. And then I started to notice other people that would do similar sort of actions. I'm like, they've probably found the same script and done the same sort of thing. And yeah, I would have checked it all out. But man, it's like, so all it doesn't actually affect the game or do anything like that. It's basically setting up a macro that is triggered by things that it reads on the screen. That's what the script does. So it reads the different logos and stuff on the screen. Because I was like, I wonder if you could do this with like mining and stuff like that. But I don't think you could unless you're a huge brain, not that big a brain. But I got my 200 fishing.
And that's how ilati was a fishing bot.
I was a fishing bot. Well, you know what? I was a bot to begin with, so we just made it official. I have been going back and playing it a little bit now, but it's like it's fun to chop down trees and do some crafting and stuff, and maybe catch up with some friends.
I can't do that. I get fucking so bored after chopping so many trees.
You got to get to you fucking. I don't know. It's something satisfying about chopping all the trees and selling it and getting a big pile of gold, and then just go shopping. It's just like I find it relaxing. It's like, you know how some people focus better when they're doing something. Like I have to be writing or typing anything to like focus. Like if I have to sit there and look at someone and try and focus on what they're saying, I just can't. Right? If I'm in like a Zoom call, and I remember I had to go like a Zoom call that went for 2 days. It was like a training course thing. I chopped so many fucking trees, man. So many trees. I just chopped for 2 days straight. And I'm just like I remember everything. I was paying attention, but just, yeah. The game's fun. I kind of miss that low level, like teaming up and doing missions and that sort of stuff. I think that was a lot of fun. Now it's all focused on PvP and that sort of stuff. There's new dungeons and stuff coming out, but I'm like, I can't. It's just the player base is too swayed too hard towards that hardcore sweaty side. There's no more just for fun.
As fuck.
Yeah. I miss because we were called Toe. It's a fucking joke, right? We just wanted to get Toe on the map, which you did.
My name was Toe Queen.
Like it was a joke. It was a fucking joke. And now there's like sweaty super sweats. And like we got called. we teamed up. So like we teamed up with Eclipse. Unending Eclipse was their name, I think, at that time. Anyway, they had teamed up with some other guys that we'd already been playing with as well. So it was like there was this good conglomerate of people. And it was interesting because when we like sat down and started talking about it, they're like the amount of people that we like were playing with or have an alliance with and stuff like that. And then they just fucking stab you in the back and there's all this politics and drama and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm like, these guys are too fucking serious. They just need to fucking chill out. It's just a game, you know? It's just play the game. And they're like, you're the only person who thinks that. Like everyone else has an agenda and they're doing it stuff. And I'm just like, we're just here to play the game. Whatever. And they're like, oh, well, we want to get first light. I'm like, cool, we'll go first light. I don't care. So it's not a big deal. But then like there's all these people like, oh my God, I can't believe you sided with these people. You know, these people have a record of doing this. I said, I don't care. It's fucking a game. Relax. Just relax. But
they take it too
so seriously, man. They were like DMing. I remember, and like I'm mindful of time. I don't want to talk about New World forever, but the absolute pinnacle of like my New World experience from the point of view of running a company. Because originally the idea was 10 friends get together. We're just going to go play New World. That was the idea, right? And then Shelby started recruiting people, right? But at the same time, we met some pretty awesome people. So totally fine. Okay. But also meant that we had to run a company and you like recruited like 50 people. This fucking company. We got huge.
We were one of the biggest companies.
We got huge. Then we had to have alliances, and then we allied with the wrong people and right people, and fucking we have to have meetings. Anyway, fucking 3 a.m. I get a message from someone I don't know on Discord, and it was from someone in the company, and I wanted to report the other person in the company for being toxic because he was stealing her rabbit skins. And I'm like, okay. And then they started like hitting me with screenshots. I'm like, are you seriously messaging me at 3 a.m. in the morning on Discord about someone stealing your rabbit skins? And they're like, yes, they're being toxic. I'm like, all right, you're out of the company. And I just went, kick, go away. fuck off. Oh my God. And then she claps back, right? I'm a girl, by the way. What the fuck does that mean?
Doesn't matter to any of it.
I'm not getting lucky. Why do I care? I just send her a shrug emote. I'm like, what do you want? Just don't message me about rabbit skins. Are you lost your fucking mind? Oh my God. Anyway, that was the joys of running it. I was very happy when I merged with Lips and I handed the reins over. I don't know if everyone agreed with it. Some toes didn't, some did, whatever. People were done with the game. I don't care. All good. But then watching Charlie, who was running the group at that point, just go from everyone's awesome, this is amazing, to fucking just hating having to deal with some of the petty shit. And like people just like, because like she's a streamer and it's very wholesome, cozy. Everyone's happy, you know, just come and chill out. Let's play the game. She'll never listen to the podcast if she was really awful at the game. Right, when I saw her first, I met her because she couldn't kill the Yeti during the winter festival.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'll come kill the Yeti. I'll help you out. And I'm like, because I recognize the name because I've seen her on Instagram because she has a fucking sick setup with all this Alienware gear. It's totally not fair. Anyway, I watched a couple of her streams and stuff, and then once we got together and like we exchanged notes, everyone got really good, and we went from like fucking a nothing company to owning territories and running territories and winning wars and actually having a decent sort of reputation, all through hard work. But yeah, it's hard running a company and doing all that stuff. And those purples that were selling gold, right, were so unhappy with the way that we did things and stuff like that, because we got territories not necessarily by winning wars, but like making friends with them, and they're like, people will be like, all right, we're leaving the server. We don't want this fucking territory anymore. It's going to be a free grab if you go for it now. I'm like, sweet, we'll go for it now and take it because we had the networking down pat, right? So then they nicknamed us the Make-A-Wish Company because we just got handed shit all the time. It's like, bruh, that's fucked.
But also it comes down to like people genuinely liked us because we were just non-toxic most of the time and just like
they were just fucked. I don't know what was some of the shit they said was just fucked. Yeah. And in general, and they wonder why they always get banned, like get 24-hour or 48-hour bans for doing dodgy shit, or getting like when they duped a heap of shit and people got banned for life, and they like go to Reddit and complain about it. It's like, you guys are fucking scumbags. Just stop being a scumbag and you wouldn't have a problem. Oh my God, just stop crying about it. Anyway, I think I logged back in, and we hadn't logged in. People hadn't logged into the company because the company sort of dissolved a couple months back. People wanted to go and like join some of the sweatier companies for the sweats, and the casual people didn't really want to play anymore. Whatever. Because we haven't been there for a while, some random guy took over the company because they're like, I'm active, so I'm taking this company, and no one was online to stop them, and they kicked me out. So I just started my own company. It's called Make-A-Wish Toe. I'm just in there by myself.
Make-A-Wish Toe.
You could probably get back the toe name.
I do. Well, yeah. Well, unless someone else claimed it. Frog's got it under his alt account, which is I Love Profits.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, I don't know. I might go back and just play a bit of New World just to screw around with, but I have no intention of getting back into wars and stuff like that. Having said that, there's still wars every day on the servers that are there. So, but you know, you could probably get in if you really wanted to. But I'm done with that shit. I just like chopping down trees and killing things.
Yeah, I just go on there and do those fucking corruption things.
Corruption things are fun.
The portals, yeah.
I've been doing like my dailies and stuff like that. But then also I was like, I had like the Asmodeum. I have like fucking 400 of them or something. I'm like, I might just sell these because I'm not going to use them.
How much? Yeah.
I'm going to go and made like a $280,000. Like, shit, I got all this money. What do I want to do now? It's sort of, it's like if you're not doing that super sweaty, got to fit the meta and do war stuff, there's nothing to spend money on, which is kind of where the game dies. They tried to convince people that furnishing your house was the final step, but it really isn't.
I furnished my house to look like a witch's shop.
Wow, we should have seen the signs.
It has counters and spells and stuff you can buy. Yeah, it's a whole.
Most people just like get a heap of bunk beds and then build a ladder up onto their roof and then just make it a terrible eyesore that lags out the server. Most people do for their furniture. Oh well, it is what it is. I think we should probably wrap up. We're good on time now. I don't want to play some New World. What am I playing? Deliver Us to the Moon. Deliver Us to the Moon?
Yes, the game that Victoria has been asking you to play, or asking us to play for like 2 years.
Yeah, they announced Deliver Us to Mars, which kind of looks insane as well. And I'm just like, all right, I'm on board.
May as well get started, yeah.
on board. It's actually, you haven't seen that movie, have you, Shelby? You haven't seen Moon, have you?
No.
We should sit down and watch Moon. It's a good one. I think that's fucking, what's his name? Just was in Thor, the bad guy, bloody who played Batman as well.
Gore, who was played by.
Was played
that guy.
But fuck, why can't I remember this? I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I could be completely wrong. I'm so
How
fried
did we
now.
forget about Christian Bale?
How could we forget about Christian? But yeah. All right, let's wrap things up. Shelby, are you coming back to streaming? You're gonna do it.
Kind of sometimes. If you really want to know, just follow me on Twitter, Shelby_. That's where I post when I'm going live. But maybe sometimes, yeah. Doing a lot over the next few weeks, so we'll see.
It's true. Tame, what are you up to?
I've been jumping on Twitch.
Yeah, you've been streaming?
It's been all right. Yeah. So I've been doing that, but plus I'm doing a song with Vince under Vinny.
Oh yeah.
So Vinny and TeamOCE.
Bringing
out a track.
I don't even think I follow you on Twitch to drop your link. You go live. Drop it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I dropped my merch store. Finally opened up. I've been kind of half-assing it. Well, I'm a real stickler for. I don't know if I've got the best deal, so I've been like, I'd finish a store to 70%. I'd be like, maybe if I try it with these guys, that might work better. So I've been half finishing stores forever. So I've finally finished one. It's for the guys through Fourth Wall, who are creator-made and creator-driven brand. I think they do all the sort of stuff that I like, which is good. Some cool shirts, hoodies, mug, cool designs, most of which I've made myself. Actually, no, all of them I made myself for once. Sometimes I get an artist, but this time it's all done by me. It's all good. It looks good. And postage will kill you because it comes from America, but the products are good. So got a few hoodies and shirts and stuff that I've enjoyed. But I might, so check it out if you're interested. It's on my Twitter. Go to my Twitter, ZombiesLvBacon. And we might end up with some podcast merch at some point as well. See how it goes, see how it flows. Other than that, I'll be back streaming like I always do most nights when I'm bored. Probably try and play some different games. Uppy's kind of quiet at the moment. I'm kind of running out of ideas on that front, so that goes.
Bobby's fucking got the nines.
Not my fault.
Bro, that was so fun. That was fun as fuck. That's what I was telling Vince. I was like, how fun was that?
Yeah, it's great. There's only so many opportunities I can create for chaos, and I feel like I kind of need
it was just like that first when you shot the cops. Vince is like, "Oh, let's take their guns." We're like, "Yep, let's go."
But also, it's and like I applied.
And then when you were doing the store at Mirror Park, like as we're sitting on the roof, fucking Salty's like, as soon as they start shooting, we're popping them. So as soon as they started spraying you, we just got up and started shooting.
Salty messaged me afterwards and he goes, "Why did you start shooting?" I'm like, "Why did you start shooting? Why do you care about this fucking mental patient robbing a store?" And he's like, I guess we're just looking for an excuse. But it's so many people, like people that were like new to RP and stuff like that, were like, "Holy shit!" And I'm like, "This is how it should be every day."
Yeah,
it should be wild.
It was so fun.
But I put in an application for a very busy server as a backup for like content and stuff like that, and I put it in as Zemo, the alien.
Oh, nice.
And I said that he is easily influenced, particularly by money, and he does what other people only dream of doing and think about. Like if they say rob a store, rather than think about it, he's already there robbing the store. That's what he does. So in that case, like a little peek behind the curtains, I said to because I shot the cops, right? I escalated. in that store robbery. We're talking about GtaRP, everyone. No, relax, I didn't actually shoot cops. Then I escalated. Cops obviously were like, "Well, fuck, we just lost all our guns because you pricks took them all." And we were playing nice. When they were very lax with the operating procedures. Like they didn't even ask if I had a hostage or what I was planning to do. They were just like, "Oh, so you're doing a bad thing, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing a bad thing." And then they turned their back and I just walked out. I'm like, "All right, I'm just going to shoot you then. It'll be easy money." And then they shouldn't have left the scene and let you guys steal the guns. Anyway, so then I messaged Tam. I'm like, "Why do you guys not breach? I don't have a hostage. I'm obviously easy pushover. There's so many of you fucking breach already." And she's like, "All right, we'll breach." So then the next one, I'm fully expecting for them to come in and breach, right? And they're telling me to get out, put your hands up, stuff like that. I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What are you going to do about it?" Just egging them on. And I just started shooting just randomly at the window. And then they nailed me immediately, which is exactly what was meant to happen. What wasn't meant to happen was to take the 1.6 seconds it took for you guys to then retaliate, just rain bullets down. I'm like, holy shit.
Because we were just watching the whole thing. We're laying down on the roof.
And I even messaged Tam and I was like, just be aware that there is a heap of them on the roof watching, all right? So I said, the peanut gallery's here. Just be careful. No, I wasn't careful at all. And then when all that went down, because Tam went down pretty quick, she just messaged me like, well, shit. I'm like, yep, shit. That's it. And then we just RP'd it out and it played, but people were like watching it and going, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this is how the server should be. Like, people shouldn't be scared to get in to do it. Like, what's bad that's got to come out of it? It's nothing. It's character development for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fucking, you guys go into the nines, you're going to record your album in prison, which is great. And then when you guys, you know, eventually come out, you'll get slapped with probably like 5-10 grand worth of fines. I mean, that won't take you long to pay off. But also now you have a fucking reason to shoot cops because they fucking put you in jail, you know?
Yeah, it's fun as fuck.
It's fun as fuck. I don't know what people...
Me and Vince just go on there. Have been going on there and just fucking trying to ring people from the phone. Just guessing numbers.
The only phone that anyone knows when they go to prison is Vince's usually.
Yeah, it's 0. Or fucking Saltman's, which was 911-1050.
Yeah, but bro, that's the number he called first. He goes, "Oh, I know this one." And
as soon as he
911-1050.
As soon as they sent me to
prison,
like,
whose number's that?
I rang Saltman and ordered a pizza. She's like, "What?" I was just like, "1 large pepperoni."
Well, if you listeners ever want to have fun like that, play GtaRP.
Yeah, I mean, reach out, come play. We need more players. That's pretty much where we're at the moment. A lot of people, I think, are just either burnt out or doing other stuff. I don't even know. But more players is good. I mean, we did a thing. This will be a real test because I've managed to keep it very quietly. We'll just see if anyone listens to the podcast. But we did a thing yesterday where Shelby's been playing a character who's a huge snitch, trying to get it murdered. Speed running.
He's meant to speed run death, but nobody.
Everyone loves Phoebe, and like we're watching the
Ellie. Drug addict.
We're watching Ellie stream, and everyone's like, "We want Phoebe. She's so lovely." And we're like, "You're meant to hate her. She's a fucking snitch." And Shelby's like, "Someone come and kill me." And I'm like, "I'll just do it." No one believed that I'd do it, right? So I just brought in a character. We was planning. It's like I've got a character that we've been planning for a little bit. It's not ready to be like streamed or anything yet because got to do a bit of setup. But he's meant to be a no bullshit, fucking stay away from this guy kind of character, right? So anyway, I tweeted, I'm new to the city, I need to take down the top dog, because that's what you do to make sure you're top dog, right? And then Phoebe's like, don't do that, that's bad, you're mean. And I'm like, all right, you'll do, I'll fucking murder you. and then she's like, oh no, people are gonna murder me. And I'm like, this will be interesting to see all these people are like, oh, we love Phoebe, whether or not they do something to protect her or not. Spoiler alert, they didn't. So I messaged Shelby, said, if you want to do something, we could try this cool thing where get the EMS's phone number because she was the one streaming, and we'll video call her so she can watch you get stabbed. And it worked a treat. So she like rigs the EMS. She's like, help me, there's a weird man. And you just see this man running up with a mask on and stab.
No, it's so Phoebe because Phoebe's like she's an idiot, so she wouldn't call the police. She called the EMS. Was like, can you tell the police there's a bad man?
Just watched her get stabbed, and I'm like, this is cool because like we thought about it the other day. We're like, oh my god, we could do like hostage situations where you call, like video call someone and be like, yo, we've got this person in hostage. So we just wanted to like play out a bit of that and see if that worked. And anyway, it created a heap of drama and entertained everyone for the night because otherwise it was going to be a pretty quiet night. Because then other people were like, but now that Phoebe's actually dead, then people were like, wow, I really did actually, I tried to protect her and all this stuff. And it was interesting because I didn't stream, so no one can see my side of the story, right? So I drove into the city straight up, killed Phoebe, drove straight back out, right? And then they came up with a witness like, oh, he was hanging out the front of LSC in a red car. I'm like, what? No, it wasn't. And they're like, we just saw him. He just drove past Legion Square on a motorcycle. I'm like, no, I didn't. It's like, what the fuck? Cops have no chance of fighting me because they got so many misinformation.
I think maybe they even saw me drive past on a motorcycle of my new character, who is your character's wife. And I was wearing a blue top, and I was on a bike, and I drove past Legion Square.
The thing was that we had to point out, and even in the Twitch chat, it's like, yo, you saw a video call, you saw the vehicle, it wasn't red. And she's like, oh yeah, it wasn't red. Like, oh man. Anyway, it's been fun, but yeah, we need more people come in and do more stuff because I'm sick of creating the content for everyone when it's quiet. We need more people to come in and do the same thing. So yeah, if you're interested,
I only get murdered so many times. Like
that's it. Well, I got to keep murdering people until someone else gets online. Try and stop me, but yeah, it's good. GtaRP is good, great content. You just need more people. So if you're interested in joining, it's a very easy process. I can tell you the process of joining our server, the Oceania RP, versus joining some of the bigger servers. Holy shit, it's so much easier. I think it's like a 2-week wait on this other server that I applied for. So
you got 2 weeks.
They got a backlog of 3,000 applications.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. But like, also, I'm kind of like, could you imagine doing the shit that we do with our 10 to 20 people server, but do it in a server with 400 people?
Yeah, fuck.
I feel like there'd be a lot of interruptions to massive things to try to plan out.
You wouldn't plan anything. You just fucking try. That's it.
You just do it.
You just try. Hope for the best. Yeah, I do notice that like even the cops just sort of give up on a lot of things. Like traffic laws are a suggestion in that city. Like we're too busy. We got other things to go to. So yeah, it's cool. Anyway, if you want to check it out, I stream RP a lot, and probably will during the week as well. So definitely give that a look. And otherwise, make sure you are following this podcast and telling all your friends about it. And also follow us on Twitter, ZLBpodcast, so that you can get all the latest information. And yeah, I'm gonna go find a witch, and we can question them live on the podcast.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
It'll be fun. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Laters.
Mwah.
Kiss them.
We didn't kiss him last week. Wait, kiss him twice. Mwah. There you go. 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 Kiss him twice.